We saw this week, Ilia Topuria coming out and basically saying that he only wants a super fight, essentially. I think this was kind of, if not Volk, he wants like an O'Malley, Max Holloway, and Conor McGregor. And okay, maybe fair enough with Max because he is ranked highly. And again, if Max beats Justin, I think he could come back down for a title shot. I think it'd be a massive fight.
Yeah, nobody's mad at that.
And I see Max as Ilia's greatest threat. I will say that right now, stylistically, matchup-wise. But I'm kind of just, I feel like as we've started to see like this new breed of champions, everybody wants those big super fights right off the bat. And man, it's just not realistic and it's just not fair to the rest of the division, really. And when you're a new champion, in my opinion, as a fan, this is as a fan speaking, not even like, obviously I'm not a fighter or anything. I want to see you defend that title, man. Like I want you to solidify and stamp yourself as the best in your weight class before I see you go up or down or challenging other champions. That's important to me as a fan. Like I want to know, and it's going to make those super fights feel even bigger. Look at Volk. He did it 6 times before he got to Islam Makhachev, right? And then on the flip side, look at a guy who Islam in his first title defense had a super fight with Volk, right?
Yeah.
And it held up the lightweight division now for almost over a year.
He doesn't have a lightweight title defense against the actual lightweight.
Now, the second one with Volk was more circumstantial, right? Was supposed to face Charles Oliveira, got injured, but it's held up the lightweight division. If there's one case against that, look at that. Because, man, the lightweight division is full of contenders right now and guys that are wanting those title shots. Look at Arman Sarukian. We could have seen that rematch by now, but because we got that big super fight, which, again, the fact that Volk was the other half of that, a guy very much deserving of that super fight, I can be a little bit less critical about that, right? Because Islam it just fell in his lap. And it's not even just Ilia. I just feel like a couple of these newer champions, as soon as they're getting that belt wrapped around them, they're like, I want this, they're talking about going up and down and here, and then it's just like, no, man, chill, solidify yourself as the greatest to do this. And I understand it from these guys from a financial standpoint and just wanting the biggest fights, and Conor's made it look fun, right? And
I was about to say it's the Conor effect,
which is why he mentioned Conor's name. And it's a great and say you want those things, make that belt feel big, make that title feel big, make it seem like something.
And look at the history of your division. There's a reason there's only been 4 or 5 champions, minus Conor, because obviously he didn't defend. But everybody else,
he was a champ. He didn't win the title.
But I'm saying all the other 3 are all long reigning champions who defended a whole bunch of times, and I'm with you too. I think that there's this weird, there is the Conor effect of, well, if I'll win this belt, and then I'll go get that one, and then try to get this, and it's
it's so different.
But that's not your path. These guys, nobody has the same path as Conor, so these guys need to kind of build your name, build your solidify yourself, because for Ilia, you need a chance to put yourself on that pedestal to sell, because here's the thing, even if you do get that opportunity, if you don't, if the pay-per-views don't sell, you're not going to get those again.
And I understand, again, and I'm sure one thing Ilia's considering is he's not going to get many opportunities to fight in Spain, right?
Right.
So if you're going to get this chance, if it's going to be at the Bernabeu or in Real Madrid Stadium, and realistically, the UFC ain't going back to Spain maybe even every year. So if he's only going to get it, I understand wanting it to be the biggest show possible. But man, in a sense, just be happy if they can even pull it off. Even if you have to face a Max Holloway or a Brian Ortega, it's still going to be big.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
I think it's just all these guys are kind of catching the hype a little bit, and they all want to take it from each other instead of just building up their own.
Yeah, 100%.